Good sleep day bonus. You get 2 times Drowsy Power to stick with the focus or growth incense. It is shiny locked. Mysteries still remain about Darkrai, and the answer to that is yes. You can only hold one legendary called Gunbound. Hey everyone, and welcome back to day 13 of the Cresselia versus Darkrai event. It is Saturday for me. I'm very excited because I reached rank 13 yesterday, which means that I am supposed to encounter Darkrai in today's sleep research session. Sneaky snacking, we did better than we did yesterday, which is looking really good. Happening right now is the Good Sleep Day event. So for day 1 and 3 of the Good Sleep Day event, we get a 1.5 multiplier on the Drowsy Power. On day 2, which is the day of the full moon event, you get a 2 times multiplier. So day 2 would be Sunday night for me, and Sunday night is a really great day for this Good Sleep Day event to happen because it's a 2 times multiplier, and Sundays are the days that our Snorlax is at its strongest, our Drowsy Power is at its best. So having a 2 times multiplier on that is really great. The thing you need to note, however, is that the Good Sleep Day bonus does not stack with the Cresselia event. So if I go into the details of this news and we scroll all the way down and we go into notes, you'll see at the very end over here, if overlapping events trigger more than one of the same type of bonus, the larger bonus will be applied. So let's say you brought Cresselia to sleep with you overnight for the Good Sleep Day event. What does this mean? We know right now that for the Cresselia versus Darkrai event, Cresselia on your team will give you a 1.2 multiplier on your Drowsy Power. Good Sleep Day event on day 1 and 3 is higher, so it's 1.5 as opposed to Cresselia giving you 1.2. The game is not going to pick 1.2 just because you have Cresselia on your team. As you saw from the notes earlier, it's going to apply the bigger bonus automatically without you having to need to do anything. So fret not on that. If you find yourself that you accidentally brought your Cresselia with you overnight and you're like, oh no, is it not going to take my Good Sleep Day bonus? It will. Also, because of that, this might make you think twice on if you want Cresselia on your team overnight during this event or if you want something else. So we are looking at Incenses right now. If you're new to the game, you probably got some while you were doing like just overall progression of the game and they gave it to you as a reward. If you're old to the game, you probably have some stockpiled. Unfortunately, I used all of my Incenses before this event, so that was a mistake on my part. But for those of you who do have it, take advantage of the Good Sleep Day event. I wouldn't recommend using the friend incense. You don't really take advantage of the bonuses happening during Good Sleep Day event. So just a refresher on what the bonuses are. On all days, Pokemon sleep styles that you haven't discovered yet will be more likely to appear. So if you're looking to fill in some 2 or 3 star sleep styles, this is great. They also give you more Dream Shards, and if they're Psychic type, more Cresselia down. So on day 2 of the event, the night of the full moon, you get 2 times Drowsy Power. Your helper Pokemon also get 3 times the amount of sleep EXP, and you get bonus sleep points of 1,000. Day 1 and 3 of the event, we're not going to benefit from day 3 since that is going to be after the Cresselia versus Darkrai event is over. So really day 1 and 2 matter right now for us. For day 1, which is tonight's sleep, Drowsy Power will be multiplied by 1.5, which is higher than Cresselia at 1.2. Helper Pokemon on your team that is sleeping with you on the first day of the Good Sleep Day event is going to benefit from a 2 times multiplier for their sleep EXP. So this is a great opportunity if you guys have some Pokemon that you want to farm more EXP for, have them sleep on these days, and also use a growth incense, because the growth incense, the red one, it doubles the EXP that helpers gain after sleep research. And yes, incenses do stack with the Good Sleep Day bonuses, unlike the Cresselia event that does not stack with the Good Sleep Day bonus. So the game actually sells something called Good Sleep Day bundles. You don't have to use them, but you do see that they give growth incenses in them. Another thing that's popular is a focus incense, because that will double the research EXP that you gain during your sleep researches. And research EXP is good for when you want to grind up more research rank, and by raising your research rank, you can unlock your helper Pokemon's max level limits. So you cannot have a level 60 Pokemon unless you are research rank level 60 yourself. Another one you can use, and this is very situational, is if you really are in need for Dream Shards. Because Sunday sleep sessions are the best for encountering Pokemon that are higher rarity, you benefit quite a bit from using the luck incense as well. If your objective is to farm more Dream Shards, because this will double the Dream Shards that you receive after research. So let's say you know that you're encountering Cresselia on Sunday or Saturday, your Drowsy Power is going to be very high because of the multiplier. You for sure are going to encounter high rarity Pokemon. You're going to get a lot of Dream Shards from that. For new players, I think it is good to stick with the focus or growth incense if you have. Luck incense if you're looking for Dream Shards and you have a pool of Pokemon that you're looking to raise. In my situation, I am max research rank. I wouldn't use the focus incense. The Pokemon right now on my overnight team are pretty close to reaching level 60, and any boost in EXP that I can get to meet that goal would be great. So growth incense would be something that I would consider for myself as well. I think out of the 3, I would use a luck incense. Incense because I am just really short on Dream Shards. So that is my situation, and that's why I would want to use a Luck Incense. But you do have 2 days to think about this. Use your best one for the full moon though. That will be the biggest boost that you'll get. I do not recommend using the recovery incense. There's really no need for you to do that if you're getting 100% sleep score every sleep session, which you should already be doing if you're playing the Cresselia versus Darkrai event. Friend incense I don't recommend. You're usually using that in conjunction with another incense like a Pokemon incense. If you're using one, it's probably because you want your chance at landing a hungry Cresselia. So that's going to take up 2 slots. You can only use 2 incenses at a time. And I hope that prepares you guys for the upcoming Good Sleep Day event. Let's go right into the sleep research. We're expecting good things for session 630. So I got 253 million for my Drowsy Power. There it is. Wow, look at that. I tried to match him, but yeah, I don't have like a red scarf or anything, but I think the high neckline that I have here kind of gives off the same vibe, and the shoulders. All right, let's see what else showed up. There is nothing that I want to catch. Okay, actually bonus biscuit could go to Altaria. Let's see how exactly do we catch Darkrai. All right, so Darkrai is the last one. Let's tap on it. It looks like it's cold. Floaty Arms Crossed Sleep. This is the 1-star sleep style, and it is the only sleep style for Darkrai, which makes sense because if it were the case that there were 2, 3, or 4, that means you have to encounter it multiple times. It can lull people to sleep and make them have nightmares. It has been observed trying to use Dark Void even while it sleeps, but that may be because it can't contain its own overflowing powers. So it's too strong for its own good. It's so young, it doesn't know how to control its powers yet. So what's been happening on our maps isn't intentional. It just doesn't know how to control itself. It seems Darkrai is still asleep. So this is how you catch it. You just press wake up. You don't need to use any cookies or biscuits. Well, it took a while for it to wake up. At first, I thought I was bugging. And there it is. It's a little smaller than I thought, but we got it. We finally did it. Look at the train. That is beautiful. All right, so bonus biscuit will go to Swablu. Hopefully it is a berry finding. Actually, it's not even going to be caught. I'm fine with not catching it. Let's just move on. All right, make sure you choose the Darkrai as your portrait, okay? So that everyone can get candies. Yeah, Darkrai candies are going to be quite the rare commodity. And let's take a look over here. I got 84 Cresselia down. The Darkrai gave me 29, so Suicune gave me 1 more than Darkrai. And I got 22 Dream Shards from that. So imagine with the Good Sleep Day bonus and then with the Luck Incense, how much more that would have given me. And you need Dream Shards for a variety of things like leveling up your Pokemon, increasing your pot space. Alright, so our Darkrai, it is shiny locked, so you can't get a shiny one. No one can get a shiny one unless you hack the game, which is not good. It's level 23 and the nature is bashful. As you can see, the specialty is all berry, ingredient, and skill. In my previous video where I talk about the leaked information about Darkrai, the translation gave me or, but what I didn't know that it was just katakana for oru, which is the Japanese way of saying all, aru. So 2 berries, 2 sausages, 30 and 60s locked. We do not know what it is. And look at that, no subskills. We do know the main skill though. If you want a more in-depth video of me talking about Darkrai, you could check out this video over here, or you could wait until the end of the video and you'll be able to click on it. But the nature is the same for everyone. It is a bashful nature. Ingredient is the same for everyone as well. But how do we unlock this? Because it looks like we can't really utilize Darkrai at full strength. So there's some dialogue. He's feeling energized after that sleep, it seems. Much to my surprise, Darkrai is thankful for your help in suppressing its power, and that's why it decided to be your friend. However, it seems Darkrai can't fully utilize its power at the moment. Hang on. Darkrai dropped something. It may be the key to unlocking its power. So it looks like a main skill seed that was cracked in the middle. This Pokemon is full of mysteries. I'll keep researching this item and Darkrai. Mysteries still remain about Darkrai. We hope you're looking forward to the post-event news. So post-event is going to be very exciting. There's a lot to anticipate. Usually after the post-event, there's like post-event blues or a slump, but we got something to look forward to. And look at that Drowsy Power, the global Drowsy Power, 607 million. So that didn't even bring me to rank 14, but I think I'm pretty on track to reach rank 15, which at this point I'm really doing just because I want to get all the mission rewards. Alright, so we're done feeding time. You're probably wondering, if Darkrai still has things to unlock and it's not at its full strength, are we able to still use it on the team? And the answer to that is yes. There it is, chilling with my Mimi and my EO. It's looking so happy. But I hear that because it's not at its full potential, it's not really going to contribute much, but it is really cool to see on your map. And kind of funny to see Darkrai because I imagined it to be bigger, but it's a petite little thing. I'm gonna swap it out because I do need to continue farming for beans. So Bean Dude is gonna be back on the roster. You might notice something a little different. I have a level 30 Gardevoir. I named it Althea because the name implies like healing and everything, which is super fitting for Gardevoir. But I decided to pretty much use all of the candies I had, like my Psychic Candy, Handy Candy M, and a good chunk of my Handy Candy S, just to bring it to level 30. Because my Althea at level 30 is supposed to proc 2 more times a day than my Gardevoir at level 50. That Gardevoir that I raised because I was worried I wasn't going to find a route on time, so I panic raised it, and then I caught this one afterwards. So it just happens like that sometimes. It's unfortunate, but when you catch better ones, it's likely gonna happen. Like, let's say I catch a better route in the future that's better than Althea, I'm probably gonna do the same thing. But you use your minimum viable Pokemon that you have right now, what will do the job, and then as you progress and you catch better one, it's better to invest in the better one. The amount of time you take not using it while you're waiting for a good one is just time that you could have been using something at the least, because something is better than zero. It's kind of like saying if you're always waiting for a good moment in life, you're going to be waiting for the rest of your life. That is actually a quote that helped me out in life in my earlier ages of living, because I was always one to wait for the best moment for everything. Alright, let's pick up our sleep points. This will now bring us up to 3.5k for our sleep points. Tonight's sleep session is going to give me 500. And then I'm going to have enough to purchase that Master Biscuit, which then I will use a Cresselia Incense and encounter it. Catch number 5, we're going to see if we're lucky. But let's see right now what our luck looks like for the daily gift. Oh, I think that's the 3rd Poke Biscuit in a row now. Pretty lucky actually. Alright, so my plan is tonight's sleep session will give me 500 sleep points, and then I'm going to be able to purchase a Master Biscuit tomorrow. I'm not going to purchase my Cresselia Incense now because timing is key to this. If I purchase it now, I'm not going to get those sleep points as you see until after the sleep research session is done and I go into my sleep pass menu to pick it up. There's no way for you to pick it up when you're doing the snack session. So that means Sunday night for me is when I'm going to purchase my Cresselia Incense. I'm going to purchase my Master Biscuit, and then I'm going to catch my Cresselia with the Master Biscuit. And I think that will be my last and final attempt during this event. So in terms of what I'm going to pick up from the shop, I'm going to pick up a Cresselia Incense. You can only pick up one because you can only hold one legendary incense of that Pokemon at a time. So for example, 1 Raikou, 1 Suicune, 1 Cresselia, but you can't have like 2 Suicune, 1 Raikou, 1 Cresselia. So unfortunately, I can only hold one. I think purchasing the Cresselia Biscuit isn't a bad idea if you're a new player, because Cresselia Biscuits will turn into Great Biscuits afterwards, and Great Biscuits are pretty expensive. They're like 300 diamonds in the shop, so if you think that you'll really need Great Biscuits, maybe a Cresselia Biscuit would be a good option for you. I would suggest that you try to focus your attention on the main skill seed. That is really nice to pick up and will really help bump some of your Pokemon to unlock even more strength. Moonstone really depends on if you see yourself using a Moonstone to evolve any Pokemon that requires that. I'm not going to purchase it. So for me, it'll be main skill seed, 1 Cresselia Incense, and then probably some Psychic type candy. The Psychic type candies can be turned into 4 candies for any Psychic type Pokemon, whereas the Handy Candy, that is 2 down less, can be turned into 3 candies for any species. So actually, I don't know what the math looks like. Maybe the Handy Candy S is a better option, or if anyone is really good at math and can leave a comment in the comment section, that would be helpful as well. Or maybe the Cresselia candy. The Cresselia candy at 2 down each. It's all the way at the bottom here, so totally forgot. I don't know why it's not with the other candies. But yeah, I have a whopping 712 sitting in my inventory right now. Now, Darkrai did drop that item. I wonder if it's in our bag. Alright, well, it seems like it's not. Maybe the professor took it with him so that he could do further research. But let's go into the research community. Let's have a little yap session for this Saturday. This is our coffee. Cheers to everyone. Let's see how many downs we get. We've got 4. So yesterday I posted a video talking about whether or not you should be on track to catching a Darkrai. I see that there's still concerns on people as to whether or not they'll be able to catch it. Like, for example, some of you maybe started this week. Some of you are at rank 11 and you're not sure, or at rank 9 and you're not sure. I mentioned before the Good Sleep Day event that's happening, right? If all else fails, I think you can have the reassurance and the comfort of knowing that there are whales in this game. Saturday, Sunday, their numbers are gonna look pretty good. So Good Sleep Day event bonuses on their numbers is really going to bump up the global Drowsy Power that is going to be added onto your event Drowsy Power. Event Drowsy Power is your personal Drowsy Power plus global Drowsy Power. And Drowsy Power flows as well. So the contribution made on the previous day will show up and reflect in the numbers on the present day, which is really good. So it's only going to grow a lot more bigger. You're probably going to see huge jumps in numbers as the weekend passes by. And to be honest, I think unless you started playing maybe today or tomorrow, it's unlikely for you to not get it, because I would imagine that the devs wouldn't have made it such a way so that new players joining maybe a little later in the game wouldn't get the opportunity of playing or getting the opportunity of meeting Darkrai. I also think they intentionally did it so that once the full moon does happen, they probably have all the mathematical numbers in check so that by Sunday's sleep session, players should have the amount needed to get 4.5 billion to reach rank 13. Another question that I've seen often is, what if I reach rank 13, event rank 13 on Sunday's sleep session? So let's say you wake up on Monday, you're doing Sunday's sleep session, and then you hit rank 13. I'm pretty sure you're still gonna get that Darkrai. It's just gonna show up on your next sleep session. Keep the hope up, everyone. I believe in you guys. Believe in the whales. I think they got this. And I was surprised by 2 of the viewers from yesterday's video who recognizes the game Ragnarok online. It is not often I hear other people recognize the game, especially when I speak about it online. So that was like super neat to, talk to them about it for a little bit. And I'm glad that I unlocked a memory for those 2, because one thing they both mentioned is nostalgia, the nostalgia factor of it, and that is truly what it does for me. No MMO has ever topped the feeling that I get when I play Ragnarok online. But unfortunately, the servers are kind of dead. I wish there was a more active community because that's what makes it so fun to play. But it did make me remember another game that I played when I was younger. It's not an MMORPG. It's called Gunbound. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it or played it. You have characters, you can customize them, and they ride on these machines, and you're in teams. And you basically shoot each other from opposite sides of the map. You're plopped down randomly. You can choose which map you want, and you take turns shooting little cannons out of your machine. And each machine has different effects to it as well. So you have to adjust the angle and the strength of which you're aiming. And then there's wind in play. So the wind will affect whether or not you're going to meet your target or if it's going to, make you a little off. And that was really fun to play. I don't know if that is still up. I haven't checked on it for such a long time. And another game I liked playing was FLYFF, Fly for Fun. Although at the time my computer wasn't the strongest, so I couldn't really play too much on it. My computer was able to handle Ragnarok online a lot better, which is why I played more Ragnarok online. I also played with family members, which made it so much fun. But actually, my time on Ragnarok has been so fulfilling because I've made life friends on there. I have friends that I'm still friends with on Facebook, so it's so crazy to see how we met on the internet, how we're still keeping in touch, and just seeing how life has treated them too, Actually, I met one of them once at a anime convention. I didn't even know they lived in the same city as me, but then I saw her and I was like, oh my gosh, she was dressed as a high priest, and yeah, it made the world feel a little smaller. But I gotta say, times were different back then. Making friends on the internet, we were growing up while the internet was still being established, whereas people now, they're being born, the the internet is pretty much already established, right? So it has given quite a bit of time for the evil to catch up. Yeah, be very careful when you're interacting with people online, which is funny for me to say because like I'm interacting with all of you guys online. But yeah, be very careful with making friends online. I think it's still a great place to make friends online, just to meet with people that have common interests as you, like gaming and whatnot. I hear that the youth makes friends on Discord. That's pretty neat too. Back in my time, we used Ventrilo and TeamSpeak. The UI and the interface back then, not like anything we have now with Discord. Discord is truly an amazing tool. And those are my thoughts for Saturday. If you're still wondering on whether or not you'll get Darkrai, I think either watch this video again and really pay attention to what I said, or watch yesterday's video where I go through the numbers just so you understand what the numbers mean.
They were scary. The numbers were scary.
Don't forget to take advantage of the Good Sleep Day event bonuses. So if you have any instances to use them during day 1 or day 2. Day 2, use your best ones for day 2, the full moon, because then you get the biggest bonuses for that. Swap out Cresselia unless you want her to be on the team, but that slot could be for a Pokemon that can benefit from the Helper EXP that they get. And good luck everyone for the final days of the event. I will see you guys all on Monday where we catch up. Hopefully they release more news of what Darkrai's potentials are going to look like and how we can unlock that. I'm very excited for that. Make sure you take some time for yourself during the weekend to decompress, do what your heart desires. So I will see you guys on Monday. So until then, take care, good luck, and have fun. Bye.